Hello everyone, welcome to TY Digital, your daily guide to all that's happening in Indian cricket. Beyond the Boundary is the name of the show, and it's a mid innings of the third and final ODI. And we've got Dwaipen Datta, and very shortly we'll have Gaurav Gupta also joining us right here on TY Digital, Beyond the Boundary. Dwaipen, welcome to the chat. At one stage, South Africa looked well placed to score about 300, 350, but uh, good effort in the end by India to pull things back over there.
Yeah, excellent effort. Prasidh Krishna was absolutely brilliant. Like, we have this tendency to find match ka mujrim, and we made a mujrim out of Prasidh Krishna in the last game when the ball was soapy, was not doing anything, and like so we tend to look and find for villains. We should also see the kind of effect he can have if he gets his length right. There was a little bit of course correction in that 30 to 35th over when he started bowling full, and it was Prasidh Krishna who turned this match. Like, those three wickets in the middle absolutely changed the course of this match, and the game, which looked at one point, South Africa looked good for 350, at least 350 if not more, and it was turned on its head by Prasidh Krishna and a very disciplined bowling in that 30 to 35 over phase, which these days is being seen as teams as the overs where they have to accelerate because it's not that easy to get the runs between 40 to 50. So during that phase, the discipline that India showed kind of turned this game. It was a very good effort by Prasidh Krishna, and B, the other bowlers also, including Kuldeep, when he came in to bowl in the later stages.
Yeah, just to let everybody know that India finally won a toss in international cricket, and the reaction of the Indian captain for the day, KL Rahul, was a sight to behold. And South Africa, after being asked to bat, lost Ryan Rickelton in the very first over, and then there was a fantastic partnership between skipper Temba Bavuma and Quinton de Kock. De Kock ended up with 100. And then after that, there was another partnership between De Kock and Matthew Britske. And then there was a bit of a collapse with Britske, Aiden Markram, and Quinton de Kock falling in quick succession. Then Marco Janssen and Dewald Brevis put on a useful stand. And then there was a collapse again towards the end. And finally, South Africa was bowled out for 270. Just to understand, Dwepen, is it a par score? Is it a over par score? Is it would you see this as being a very good effort by the Indian bowlers? Can India chase it down?
See, if there is due, it is not a contest. India will get it in 40 overs. See, if due comes in, if due doesn't come in, if it is dry, if it stays the way it is in the first innings, where the ball at times seemed to be stopping a bit once the ball was got slightly older. Uh, there had a little bit of life in it for the bowlers. So if that is the case and there is no due, then there could be a contest. It is still under par. There, like in India, on any pitch below 300 is under par. But if the due comes in, it's not a match. India will get it in 40.
Yeah, we also got Gaurav Gupta joining us. Gaurav, how do you see this effort by India? They were 199 for four at one stage, and from there to bowl them out for 270. A decent effort by the bowlers.
एब्सोल्युटली एंड फर्स्टली तो मैं बहुत तहे दिल से क्षमा मांगना चाहूंगा प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा से yesterday on our show I had a go at him but he's bowled brilliantly today, picked up 3 wickets and done very well generally with the ball, improvised, shown a lot of improvement, and I think that is what you want from your young bowlers, to learn from their mistakes and come back strongly in the next game, and that's what Prasidh has shown us, and see now with Prasidh bowling well and your third seamer coming along well, the whole attack bears a different dimension altogether. Chandesh, makes a huge difference. So and because and once Kuldeep starts picking wickets, that India will be a dangerous team to this thing. But then still, as I said yesterday, a few issues like Jadeja's lack of penetration, those issues remain. But by and large, I thought South Africa were also disturbed by the fact that Tony Zorzi was out, right, because of that hamstring injury picked up in the last match, and then
Tony
Markram had to push down, right?
Huh?
Sorry, Markram had to come down.
Yes, 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 yes.
The centurion of the previous match. That obviously would
Yeah,
have, ekdam se batting slot hilna would have disturbed his rhythm. And you had, Rickleton playing, who was out for a duck or something in the first match, I think. So slightly, I think this thing. But I think this should be a target India should be able to get with the kind of form Rocco are in. I really hope Yashasvi Jaiswal bounces back from his struggles and unleashes a good knock today, because there's been a lot of talk around left arm fast bowlers troubling him.
yeah. The weapon India made one change to their lineup. What did you make of that change that they made from Washington Sundar to Tilak Varma, and he bowled 4 overs as well?
He didn't look good with the bowling that he did. They took him apart, but there was an effort. You could see, you could even with this change, you could see that Gautam Gambhir is still obsessed with the idea of six bowlers. Like without six bowlers, he is not going to play the match. So
But weapon, can you play a
even
one-day match with just 5 bowlers? We got stuck in the World Cup final with just 5 bowlers.
we used to play, but that has changed now. Like there was a time when we used to play with four plus half. So from that it became like five regulars. So yeah, so they made so the idea, basically why India is playing Washington Sundar, because either it's Washington Sundar or it's Hardik Pandya or whatever. Like they want six bowlers. Like without six bowlers, the six. So here Tilak Verma was the sixth bowling option and he didn't come off. But that could have been costly. Could have been costly if the Zorzi was there. That uh, this thing didn't happen. This collapse didn't happen, and all those things. But it did happen, and so everything fell into place finally. And yeah, Washington Sundar's batting towards the back end of the innings in the first two ODIs wasn't satisfactory enough, so they needed a little bit of firepower, which Tilak Verma provides. So yeah, batting wise it's fine, but the bowling part of it, which he uh, Gambhir wanted to get out of Tilak Verma, he did not get in this match. Maybe if he keeps trying, there will be a time when he comes good.
Yeah, today there was a big change, GG, with the overs between 29 to 40. They scored about 70 odd runs and lost 5 wickets. South Africa. That was the decisive part, which didn't allow them to cross 300, 350 very easily like India did in the previous two games.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what happens when when you control the middle overs. And I thought that's what was missing in the last match, where the middle overs we ended up considering a lot of runs. So वो एक factor है. Also, I think Brevis got out, didn't score too many, right? Went for a
No,
huge
Brevis
shot
had
and
a decent part. He had a short burst with
हाँ,
Janssen,
but
but
वो
they
जैसे
got
उस
out
दिन
at the
वाला
wrong
burst,
time.
yeah, I mean उस दिन वाला burst was impactful, right? Those
Yeah.
that 54 run knock at 5 6 sixes, and Jansen also didn't get much today. Jansen also, I think, was
But it was a crucial knock at that stage. He
हाँ
played a
हाँ
very
हाँ हाँ
handy effort. Yeah.
हाँ, बट उनका जो लोअर ऑर्डर है वो बहुत खतरनाक है. कॉबिन, बॉश, जैनसन, दैट इज देयर पावर इंजन, एंड डीकॉक did bat well today, but I think when they really are at their sort of all of them firing together, as we saw in the last ODI, they're an extremely dangerous ODI side as well. you know so आज थोड़ा उनका misfire हुआ and we bowled well. Tilak Verma, as Weapon said, I'm still not convinced again with the Tilak Verma bowling skills, but I think Washington needed a rest, as I was saying yesterday, and I'm glad the team management thought accordingly and they gave him that rest. Signal format खेल रहा है, बहुत time से खेल रहा है. I think he needs a break altogether. You know, maybe in the New Zealand series, and sort of at least in the ODIs, so that maybe he can come back in the T20s. In
Do
fact,
you
मुझे
think he'll
लगता है,
be Do you think he'll
yeah.
be allowed to take a break during the Vijay Hazare?
He should be. I mean, मुझे समझ नहीं आया सिराज का भी. If you had given him a break, why did you make him play in the Mushtaq Ali Trophy? I mean, everything is not about playing domestic cricket as if that's the end of the this thing world. ठीक है ना? ये विराट ने पूरा वो लॉजिक तुम्हारा जो है वो ब्रेक डाउन कर दिया है कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट, यू शुड बी मेंटली कीड इन कि तुमको इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट खेलना है. ठीक है, तो आई थॉट सिराज कुड हैव प्लेड एज अ थर्ड सिंगर, बट चलो ठीक है. दे वांटेड टू गिव एक्सपोजर टू प्रसिद्ध हैज कम अलोंग in the first game. Harshit Rana came along well. So some of their tricks are coming along well. but still bit of tweaking, and I think the ODI side will be fine. Hopefully, we'll be able to, as I said, chase this down. And Tilak also comes up with a good knock, because he also needs to graduate from that ODI side. I also have a lot of faith in Ruturaj. The way he batted, I thought was outstanding in the second game. One of the better ODI knocks that I've seen from an Indian batter, and finally he's doing justice to the kind of talent that he has shown in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, where he has, I think, some 12-13 centuries. चार तो एक ही 5 मैचों में लगाई थी उन्होंने 21 में, and he's also got a double hundred. So finally, I'm so happy that he's coming along in this format.
Dwepan, few subscriber questions for you. Ujjwal Maurya says our bowling isn't that bad. Due के कारण बेकार लग रही थी. And Ujjwal Maurya also says today South African strong lower order weren't able to hit through the line. Due ने बहुत help किया था पिछले दो मैच में.
Yes, I absolutely agree, because the due in Indian conditions, it is a 50-run difference. It's a straight 50-run difference when it's due. Like, the spinners can't get into the game after a point of time. Like, they have nowhere to go. They just have to hope and pray that the batsman makes a mistake and gets out. Like, today you could see, like, even when Kuldeep Yadav came in, like Kuldeep, though the creme de la creme of the batting was gone by then, but still Kuldeep Yadav at least got Bravies out, because he was getting a little bit of patches out of the pitch, which he didn't get in the first two games. Like, Jansen was just standing there and hitting, like, because there was no turn, nothing. So it is a different ball game altogether, with the due and without the due. So yeah, India in white ball cricket, see, due no due, it is very difficult to beat India. You have to accept that. Like, there is a in white ball cricket, it's a different ball game altogether. So yeah, so taking everything into consideration, yes, this is a series that India should win. Should have won it 3-0. They will probably win it 2-1.
Gigi, question from Arvind Atrias. He's saying, has it become difficult to score after 34th over? Only one boundary was scored, and also there are a couple of questions from Priyanshu. He says, Virat, Rutu, KL batted really well to score 350 twice, batting first without due. And he also says today no burger. आज रोहित या जायसवाल में से एक का 100 लोडिंग.
यार मैंने बोला कि I really want to see Jaiswal score 100, and there's a lot of competition coming along. I don't want to us to lose that guy right now. Because somebody who's actually ideally an all three format player, and really he should make use of this opportunity and go and get a big one. आज बर्गर भी नहीं है, बर्गर होते भी तो भी मतलब I think थोड़ा ज़्यादा play up हो रही है, वो weakness है, but वो और ज़्यादा talk around it, and I think it's getting to him now. Rohit though is obviously in auto mode. He was batting very well in the first match as well. थोड़ा सा edges गई तो चौके, but by and large he was batting pretty well, and I'm sure he looked to convert. And again, see, Rohit and Virat are on a statement trip. When you want to emphasize a point through your bat and you're fired up, then naturally these kind of performances come out, and I expect them to stay in that zone. Virat has a chance to. Has he ever done this 3 consecutive hundreds in ODIs in his ODI career? So today he has a chance to do that for the first time in his career. The way he's batting, he can do it. Rutu, again, our top 4 is pretty solid. Obviously, the problem is after, but aaj Tilak hai, so I guess it's more well stocked, in terms of top 5. So we should, but coming back to this point, Harshit Rana ने बोला था ये चीज कि बहुत फर्क पड़ गया सर इससे, एक बाउंड्री मतलब बाउंड्रीज इन द सेंस कंट्रोल करने में और बॉल को हिट करने में, otherwise it had become very very one-sided in favor of the batters, because the ball would be new, it would be coming on nicely to the bat. So I guess जिसका भी idea था ये ICC cricket committee में, well done sir, because it has restored that balance to some extent. So okay, somebody has answered my question immediately.
He scored against West Indies in 2018, and there's one more saying against Australia in 2019. I don't know how much of
ऐसा कौन सा record है जो इस आदमी ने नहीं बनाया against Australia in 2019? Okay, was that the series that we lost? I mean, before the World Cup, we had a series where we lost. Khwaja was in great form, I remember. We had worn army jerseys in response to Pulwama and all that. Like that. Okay, somebody else is also saying, against Australia 2019. So could be possible, because Virat was in the form of his life in that during that phase.
Yeah, so he was ruling the roost.
Yeah, he was ruling the roost completely. So chance hai sir, pura aaj to, I think hopefully we should make it 2-1, but you never know, because anything is possible.
Yeah, Didi, there's a super chat for you from YouTube fan. He says, DD, if NKR and RP were not going to get a game, they should have been released for Syed Mushtaq Ali. NKR will not become all rounder by warming bench, and Jural could be backup wicket keeper. Having three wicket keepers in the squad, poor call. Fair enough, I think. If you Because even if you needed a concussion substitute for KL Rahul, you had Jural in the lineup. You could have let go of uh, NKR and RP. What do you think? Because frankly, both of them didn't stand a chance.
Probably if they had got 2-0 up, then they might have, like, they would probably have ensured that everyone plays. Like, that was probably the idea. If they had gone 2-0 up, they would have allowed everyone to play. But once it went into a series decider, a bit of a final, so that's where they they could not fit everyone in. Otherwise, I think they would have played if played in both NKR and Rishabh Pant if they had gone 2-0 up at least today. So that was the thinking. So the last match was day before yesterday. After that, releasing them, and then, like, I don't know, probably one game is one Syed Mushtaq Ali game they might have played, which I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. But yeah, I don't know. I like, as far as I'm concerned, I think they would have played everyone. Everyone would have got a game if they had gone to 2-0 up. Though, so losing the second game kind of quashed their plans.
Okay. सूरज मंडल is saying hi, बोलिए. Hi, हम तीनों के तरफ से hi आपको. One more question for you, Didi, from Garg Vanshi. He says, Rishabh Pant's white ball career over. Please take my question, sir.
No, no, you cannot say definitively that a career, like a player of the caliber of Rishabh Pant, the caliber and the quality of Rishabh Pant, his career is over. That is an overstatement. He is not even 30, and the amount of cricket that we play, and there will be a lot of away tours. So career over, we cannot say, but yes, he's not a surefire selection in the 11 that is there. But I think they will persist with him in the 15, like going forward when we are going to the World Cup, like even 2027 World Cup, the quality that he has, I will be surprised if Rishabh Pant at least doesn't find a place in the 15 of a ODI World Cup squad.
But do you think that is T20 World Cup difficult?
T20 at the moment looks difficult. T20, where is the slot? I don't see a slot for him in T20 cricket, and he didn't do anything magnificent in the IPL also, barring that one century in an inconsequential game by the time they were out. So he didn't do anything significant, and I don't know. Like, I don't see a place for him in the T20 11 right now. Given the team that we have, where is the slot? You have to show me the slot. In whose place will he play? So T20 looks difficult, but ODI, I think he should be there. He should be there and thereabouts, and there can a slot can open up any minute. Like, it's kind of it's a very very tight call, and his batting credentials, his ability to explode, those things are there. So ODI is fine for him. He should be there
So,
in the squad. Yeah.
Didi, this is a question that I asked the other day also. Does it show embarrassment of riches for India that Virat, Rohit, KL, Ravindra Jadeja, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, will all be with their franchises or at home or in the stand watching India play the T20 World Cup? Or is it a reflection of the fact that India has got the ability to field a specialist T20 squad and these players don't fit into the T20 scheme of things?
No, it is an embarrassment of riches. Like, there is absolutely no doubt that this is an embarrassment. We do not have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to our bowling attack. Like, the bowling attack isn't as good. Like, yes, today it clicked, but there will be days where, like, the number of, like, match winning white ball bowlers aren't there, like, in abundance. But the batting lineup, India can actually
You will, would you
field
separate the two,
complete.
ODI and T20? Because in
Of course,
ODI you different request skills. So is it fair
of
to club
course,
it
of
as
course.
white ball?
No, 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 no. ODI and T20 are are significantly different, because in ODI cricket there is an element of the middle overs. There is a game of content, like there is a third gear cricket, which is which does not exist in T20 cricket. In T20 cricket, you start off and then it is only sixth gear, only the cruise mode. If it's not a cruise mode, it's slam bang, like it crashes. But uh, in when it comes to ODI cricket, there is like navigating a car through busy city traffic in the afternoon. It is like that. So you have to change gears. You have to kind of be mindful of where the pitfalls are, and go accordingly. You cannot play slam bang from ball one to ball 300, like the way South Africa tried to do it. They were probably intimidated by the Indian batting lineup, but sometimes these teams do not understand that you do not score runs sitting in the dugout. Like you have to bat 50 overs and get 325. That gives you a better chance to win a match than getting bowled out for 270. So identifying pitfalls and bat accordingly and slow down when required is as much a part of ODI cricket as hitting is, which is not the case in T20 cricket.
Okay. Gigi, question from Suraj Mandal. He says, क्या शतक लगा पाएंगे हिटमैन?
बिल्कुल लगा पाएंगे सर, क्या फॉर्म में है वो, जबरदस्त फॉर्म में है। आई मीन इवन लास्ट गेम आई थॉट जो थोड़ा मतलब वो ऐसे ही बिल्कुल तुक्के में ऐसा आउट हो गए। अदरवाइज द वे ही वाज बैटिंग, ही वाज टेयरिंग अपार्ट बर्गर, 3 चौके मारे थे उन्होंने बर्गर को, और फिर एंड देन आई थिंक ही गॉट आउट टू बर्गर ओनली। सो लाइक दैट, आज बर्गर भी नहीं है, तो नेवर नो। आई मीन द काइंड ऑफ स्मैशिंग फॉर्म दैट ही इज इन, Hitman can pretty well, go and get a big one. I mean, his read is kind of. I'm so glad that he has shared that game of कि मैं पहली बॉल से जाके और चौके छक्के लगाऊंगा, and I'll be like a pinch hitter and I'll score a quick fire 40-30 and get out, and I'll give the team that start and crack open the game. I think it's completely a wrong theory. The best option would be to sort of take your time in and get in and जैसा वो भी खेल रहे हैं. I think that is the perfect this thing. And I'm so glad that he's realized that that is the way to go. And I think that was missing in his one day game, and then that spark has come back. So it's good to see that and I think he'll go on pretty well.
Okay, Gigi, there's one more question for you. YouTube fan says, Gigi sir, a very senior PTI journalist said in an X space that Pant is being punished by not getting into the 11 by Gigi for his short selection in the Test series. Fair call?
I think I know that senior journalist. भाई ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि टेस्ट का, see Rishabh Pant will play in a test cricket in a certain manner. So if he's being targeted for that, I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's happening. To be honest, even the Champions Trophy, Pant was not there in the 11 and the England series before that. So Gautam has decided very clearly. See, Rishabh by now in 70, 80 games has produced evidence that he is not being able to convert the fabulous kind of cricket that he's played in Test cricket in white ball cricket. And he's not been able to sort of deliver the same sort of performances. So I think a big decision ho gaya hai that, and KL always said at number 4 he did pretty well, starting from that England series and then the Champions Trophy, and then every step along the way, even in this series. So I guess it has been decided कि Rishabh शायद this is not a format, and I think the team management needs to take a call, the selectors need to take a call कि अगर team management को नहीं चाहिए white ball में, and there are better options available, and I still think even Dhruv Jurel is a bad idea according to me. संजू सैमसन का ओडीआई बहुत जल्दी उनको ओडीआई से भगा रहे हैं, उनको ओडीआई भी रखना चाहिए. He should be there in that setup, and I think that if he's being kept as a reserve wicket keeper, that is all that Rishabh can do. There's not much that he can do about it, because more or less KL is doing a great job, and I believe that Rishabh was did he tweet something also? I thought I saw a tweet, but आजकल everything is so much of a fake that I don't know if it was genuine or not. I think I saw a tweet by Rishabh Pant after the first ODI. He didn't look too happy in that tweet about being axed from the first match. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is that genuine, or is that just a fake, deep fake?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, because nowadays on X you can't make out, because old format of the verification doesn't exist.
जैसे चैनल 7 ने नेदरलैंड का इंटरव्यू किया, वैसे करना चाहिए ना उनका इंटरव्यू उस तरह से कि हाउ डू यू फील, आपको लिया नहीं है इस मैच में भी, देन यू गेट अ क्लियर पिक्चर.
But Gigi, like I was saying, it's interesting. India has got 2 different wicket keepers in Tests, 2 different wicket keepers in ODIs, 2 different wicket keepers in T20Is. Mr. Agarkar said it's very difficult for a coach to manage three different captains. How is he managing six different wicket keepers?
Arey, because he's got the wrong. Firstly, Dhruv Jurel ka performance, in terms of promise and performance, is a huge gap. Leave the 300s for India aside, this season. Other than that, and he's done well for in his debut Test series last year. I only covered that Rajkot game where he made his debut, and I broke the story that he will play in that Test match, and they will finally get rid of KS Bharat. So he's done well in the chances that he's got, but then he's also failed, and he will learn along the way. I think the better option right now is to just proceed with KL as the white ball wicket keeper, even in T20s, and restore Sanju to his opening slot. वो तो नहीं होने वाला है खैर, but अगर संजू बटलर ऑर्डर में तो obviously नहीं fit होंगे, तो maybe KL is a better option there in terms of T20s as well. Because Jitesh, I don't know how much confidence the team management has in Jitesh now. And especially after the way वो Rising Stars का जो final में जिस तरह से उन्होंने पूरा mess up कर दिया जाके, and he tried to finish off the game himself, could not do it, cut a sorry figure. So like that, still somebody who can sort of get those quick runs. But I think Rishabh के ऊपर उतना team management को confidence नहीं, and frankly speaking, Ruturaj Gaikwad को chance दिया at number 4. Lot of debate around it, lot of this thing, and that's what I wrote in my article also on Ritu, that some of the calls that Agarkar and Gambhir are taking are coming along. This call just hit the bullseye in the second match itself. Ritu batted beautifully. He ran between the wickets beautifully with Virat. So all those things also you have to see. Team combination के हिसाब से बैठ रहा है क्या है. Rahul has taken to that finisher's role beautifully. So I guess Rishabh needs to look back and perhaps analyze that he could have done more in the chances that he got in white ball.
So that's what Sportsman is saying, that everybody's making a lot about Pant not playing, but that sixth bowling option is important in one-day cricket today.
It is. You don't have a six bowling option. At the end of the day, Washi was your six bowling option. But
maybe we'll have a six bowling option after 27 World Cup, because you may have Abhishek Sharma back in the ODI lineup and he can bowl a bit of left spin.
अब क्या होगा, क्या किसको मालूम दोस्त, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
Because right now the problem is that the top bowler.
वही तो जो नॉन कमिटल वो लोग रोहित और विराट को लेके हो रहे थे ना, अगर शायद उनको अभिषेक शर्मा और यशस्वी जायसवाल के होना पड़ेगा कि पता नहीं वो लोग 27 के बाद में कितना ओडीआई क्रिकेट खेलेंगे.
Okay, Douglas Jardine has a point for you. KL in T20 on which universe?
Why not? आप उसका गेम देखिए ना आजकल किस तरह से वो मतलब इम्प्रोवाइज करके मार रहे हैं. Did you see the six that he hit in the last match? Just that shot alone, and the six in the previous match, that reverse scoop. Those are all T20 shots, right? So and he's both his innings he's played them at good pace. So he's coming along very well in that number 5 number. It's been a complete sort of resurgence of his career, of his ODI career. And if he can bat like this in T20s at the same slot, then I have absolutely no issues with him being there in that side. Really, I mean, if he's completely clear that this is how he's going to play white ball cricket.
Okay, one more question for you, Didi. This is from Abhishek Sindwani. He says, "Come on, Didi sir, you and me both know. Till Gigi is the coach, not just Gigi, that Gigi. There is no white ball game for Pant. अगर मेरी चाची को मूछे होती तो मैं उसे चाचा ना कहता. जीजी नहीं खिलाने वाला था पंत को इस सीरीज में."
I don't know. Like I do not have that information with me that he wouldn't have. Of course, he is not his first choice. That we know that he is not his first choice. He has not been his first choice right from the word go. But like if he was so against Pant, then he would probably not have kept him in the squad at all. So I don't know. I think he wants to have him around because Pant is a terrific option. As and when like if he's available, he's still a great option. But right now in this 11, he's not fitting. But you never know when something opens up, when suddenly our man KL Rahul has a broken finger or anything like that. Anything can happen. So players should be around in the vicinity and like be in the mix for. It's important. It's important that a player like Pant is in the mix, especially in the ODI scheme of things.
Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo has a question, and you will like this. He's saying, "Didi sir, England are poor, cannot win in spite of the absence of Hazelwood, Cummins, Lyon, another whitewash in the offing. 14 years they haven't won a Test match in Australia."
Yeah, like your pet peeve was again proven by England today. Like they could not get 10 and 11 out of Australia. That 170 run lead, like a lead that should have been something within 50. it became 170. Like if you can't get Boland and Mitchell Stark and whoever that dog it out, and the lead swells to 170, then there is no game with that once the lights are on. So 170 lead, there was no way England could allow that 170 run lead after scoring 334 in a pink ball game.
Okay.
Maximum was 75 to 100, even if they had that partnership. So extremely poor. Like first in the first test match, it was Travis Head. First test match, I will give it to Travis Head because it was a 50-50 game till now, and then he played that incredible innings. But this game, they are not up to it.
Okay, some quick questions for both of you. First, Dwapan once again. Sir, Prasidh and Harshit will play 50 over against New Zealand at home. Harshdeep can be rested in the so that you can preserve him for the T20 World Cup. True wicket as a follow-up question. He says Krishna took 3 wickets within a space of 5 overs. Does he retain his place in the ODI side after Bumrah comes back? What's your take, Didi?
Hmm. Prasidh Krishna has that X factor in him. He is a wicket taker. So, but if Bumrah comes back, it is really difficult. How will you play him? Like the X factor that you get out of Prasidh, you will get out of Bumrah also. And I think Arshdeep brings a lot of variety into the mix. So like Bumrah is better class, but Prasidh is very handy, and he bowls that back of the length, which I think will be very his stock length is back of the length. We today he corrected that length and bowled full, but in South Africa where there is a steep bounce at a pace, he could be handy. I think that is why the team management is keeping him in the mix. That is the reason, because he's a very South Africa Australia length bowler.
Okay, just to let everybody know, India's reply has just started. Just last couple of questions before we wind up. Gigi, Douglas Jardine is not giving up. He's saying one or two sixes doesn't warrant a place. Everyone has hit 1, 2 sixes. Douglas Jardine says, I can have my T20 team without a wicketkeeper rather than having KL. Remember 19 over World Cup 2021 and 22. He played a maiden in the, if you remember, in that 2022 World Cup. So there's one more question on KL. He's saying we all know KL Rahul chickens out in pressure situation. Shreyas against pace and bounce in South Africa. I am not sure. So KL, a set of questions. People are allowed to disagree. And then follow-up question. Gigi, the journalist, also said that if there was a third match, Gigi could have dropped him from the 11. It shows that Gigi only wants a chance to drop RP, as in the 3-match test series.
GG journalist also said that there was a third match. GG could have dropped him from the
So
11.
basically, they're saying that the 2 test series, Gautam Gambhir was not happy with Rishabh Pant's short selection, and if there was a third test in that series, he would have dropped him from that
No,
series.
I don't think it would have been that easy. I don't think to drop Rishabh Pant from test matches is that easy. In test cricket, Rishabh has been your biggest match winner in the last 6, 7, 8 years. So ये जो पूरा लॉजिक है, आई थिंक ये थोड़ा सा वॉप्ड है कि टेस्ट क्रिकेट में टेस्ट में भी उसको ड्रॉप कर लेते हैं. टेस्ट में आई डोंट थिंक एनीबडी कैन टच पंत एज ऑफ नाउ. He will have his good days, bad days, वो चलता रहेगा, and everybody understands that. It's just that in T20s and in white ball, in one day cricket perhaps, in the amount of chances that he has got, he's not been able to justify it, और ये बहुत टाइम से इशू चल रहा है. It's not like a new thing. In 19 World Cup, he was not included initially, then came later, couldn't do much. 23 World Cup again, was he there or was he injured and out of the World Cup? He missed it.
He was not there. He was that
He was
accident.
not there itself. ठीक है, तो वो तो चलो injury और वो सब था. But in the chances that he has got, and I remember Harsha Bhogle asked that question to him, right, in New Zealand, and he got a bit upset after the 22 World Cup, I think, when India went to New Zealand, he joined the team there. That अभी तो मेरा शुरू ही हुआ है, अभी मतलब you can't judge me right now. But then judge तो करेंगे दोस्त थोड़ा सा. There's a sample size that is there, is not convincing about his abilities. His consistency as a white, as Sarsha rightly said in that interview, asked him in that interview, that it's like a Virendra Sehwag kind of a situation where for all the talent that he has about when it comes to hitting the ball, it has not converted into performances on a regular basis. So that is, although Rishabh is still an impact player, I would 2 matches back, I only was saying that before the last match, in fact, that instead of Rutu, I thought that Rishabh will be there, or Tilak, and they have included Tilak here. They have not included Rishabh. मतलब आप सोचते हो कि ऋषभ टीम मैनेजमेंट की उसमें कितना पीछे जाता है, in terms of preference. So I guess अब ऋषभ को अच्छा नहीं लगे या लगे, but ये this is how the situation is. He's a second wicket keeper who only comes into the play when perhaps the main wicket keeper is down. So slightly demotivating for him. I can completely understand in terms of this thing, but Test cricket I don't think anybody is touching him. And I don't think it's a recent phenomena कि अभी कोई disagreement हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, तो इस वजह से उसको जो है targeting करके और because KL Rahul is the captain, and I believe KL Rahul will also have had a say in that decision to exclude him. Although KL is competition to him, but still, I don't think KL would have thought like that. He would have thought with interest of the team.
Maybe Rishabh should start bowling leg spin, just like what Dhoni used to do, ball a bit of medium pace. So maybe then he stands a chance. Because as a
Dhoni,
wicket keeper, he has no chance.
yeah. But see, Dhoni in white ball, that was a different beast altogether. He had proved himself, very early in his career that he had taken to that form of those two formats like fish to water. He was absolutely outstanding. He knew how to finish off games, and then by the time Dhoni played 70-80 games, you knew that he was undroppable. So that way Rishabh का वैसा नहीं हुआ है, and there's a lot of competition here. Unlike this thing, perhaps 10 years earlier, now in the white ball scene, there's a lot of competition. KL Rahul has come along tremendously well. He has really improved by leaps and bounds his white ball game. KL was somebody who was actually, I also thought, was done and dusted after the way he sort of could not perform at all in those two World Cups, could not deliver the way the team wanted him to. Although even if in that tournament, if you see, KL had a bad final. Before that, वो तो कोई याद करता ही नहीं है. In the first match against Australia, he scored a brilliant 80 or something, and he had that partnership with Virat. After India were 3-4-2 or something, they lost I think 3 early wickets, and then Virat and he had a partnership, जो कि पूरा ही they ultimately took them to the victory point. ठीक है, तो KL had played a few good knocks in that tournament as well. So like that, I think KL थोड़ा सा bracket हो जाता है because of, and he himself admits that the way he batted the World Cup final, he could have batted much better. But I guess pressure got to him in that situation. That can happen.
Okay. Douglas Jardine comment: giving wickets to Prasidh was 3D chess by Bahuma, long-term planning. And Arvind Atreus, the final comment of the day: DD house dog is barking, agreeing with everything that DD is saying and what Gigi is saying. We should probably psychoanalyze your dog one day, DD, to find out what he actually thinks about all these things. Final word to both of you. One word reply. DD, Gigi first. Can India chase this down?
100% they can. I will be highly disappointed, and I will open an investigation into what is wrong with the Indian team from top to bottom if we don't win this today. I mean, this is our golden chance to seal the series and to tell South Africa that हम भी कभी-कभी grovel करा सकते हैं आपको. It's not about.
Oh, and what about you, Didi? Can India chase this down?
It's not about can they tell in how many overs they chase it down. That is the
That is.
My God, that's a big statement from you, Didi.
yeah, because this is under par. Like when Dew comes in, it's not a game. Even South Africa probably
These-
knows the fight has
these-
gone out of it.
These kind of totals are dangerous only when it's a World Cup final. Like I remember, I told the PTI journalist in the Women's World Cup final that 299 nahi chase hoega. I think 298 India had made, and
No,
he
but,
was like,
this
do you have
Women's
a-
World Cup का डायनामिक थोड़ा अलग है. वहाँ पे तो छक्का नहीं
नहीं,
लगता है ना.
नहीं, वो दिन चल
happen
गए.
at will.
Okay, just to put things in context, at this very ground, about a couple of months back, India women and South Africa women were at loggerheads. India made 251. South Africa chased it down 252 for 7 with 7 balls to spare.
And after that Australia game, they chased down 338 Australia.
No, I'm saying in terms of these two teams. So similar
Okay.
kind of scores.
Oh,
15 to 17.
yeah.
And you had Nadine de Klerk coming late in the order. So could Tilak Verma be the person to do that? We'll find out.
But
very
Nadine
soon.
Club came at number 8, so Prasidh Krishna will have to do a Nadine Club with the batters also.
Or is it Kuldeep Yadav?
Or Kuldeep Yadav.
Okay, let's see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Didi, Gigi, thanks a lot. And to everyone watching, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment on all our videos. That's it for today. We'll see you soon. Till then, take good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless from all of us here at TOI Digital.